6, 7, and 8 we chose because they were the 3 closest races in Foot Locker history, all within 1 second. And so Carrie in 2003, number 8.
Yeah, we have Caitlin Caldebeck, who was a junior, and she was from Colorado, and sophomore Mel Lawrence going head-to-head all the way to the finish line. One of our favorite finishes. We're going to watch them come in here now.
They both look incredibly relaxed as they sprint towards the finish line. There goes Kaelin Hart, though. She is just powering away.
Boy, Mel Lawrence had a great, she made it all 4 years, finished second 3 times at Foot Locker National.
This was Marie Lawrence's race to lose, and Kaelin Hart in the last 200 meters came from a distant second to win the 25th Foot Locker Cross Country Championships.
Yeah, big move at the bottom of the hill by Mel, and Caitlin held on, kept going back and forth. It was an awesome finish.
All right, how about coming back from when it looked like it was over, our number 7 race, senior Megan Golfol. She makes up, I think, about 20, 25 meters in the last 100 to edge out Chelsea Sensen. They're both timed in 17:07, and this is probably the greatest finish from returning from a race, yeah.
Dig, dig, dig.
All right, Carrie, you have one we've already seen talked a little bit about.
Yeah, this is a favorite, especially for Ron Blaha, who everyone knows here on the panelists, but it was one of our closest from 2018. It was when Kaelin Hart was a junior, and first time Foot Locker finalist was a sophomore, Sydney Massarelli. They battled back and forth, back and forth. You know, you always talk about this in the final 100 meters. If someone comes up on your shoulder, what are you going to do? How are you going to dig? Let's watch these final 100 meters here.
160 meters to go. Massarelli and Hart. Hart coming back, though. She doesn't want to give it up. That's Hart in the purple, Massarelli in green, and Hart back in the lead now. Massarelli and Hart. Hart now over the top of the hill.
Caitlin, you must get so fired up watching this.
And here comes Massarelli back, and Hart coming back. Hart and Massarelli down to the wire. And Massarelli would be the Foot Locker National Champion.
Pretty awesome.
And we already asked about, you'd like to go out hard. I know in all those races there, you are not afraid to take that pace out. Have you always run like that?
Yeah, I don't know what it was about that, or when I started doing that, but yeah, I think just since freshman year, and like my coach definitely tried to kind of tell me to go out slower or just go out a little bit smarter, and I think I've gotten better at that as I've gotten older, but yeah, definitely. I remember that race specifically. I was leading at the mile, and I remember like my parents and coaches saying like, yeah, you look so confident, but I remember thinking in my head, like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm here, so we're just going to go through with it and keep running hard.
I think it was like 16:27 at 3 miles. That was a great race. All right, let's go on to number 5 here on our most legendary races. Little sophomore out of California, came within 2 seconds of the course record here. So number 5 race, 1994. And Smelly's course record was 49:41. Let's watch that race. Julia, do you remember this?
I do. That was a fun run.
Oh my gosh.
That hill. Everyone knows the hill. What were you thinking?
You know, I trained so much on hills. I just thought to myself, this is where I'm stronger at. And I think still I'm stronger going uphill than I am down. But no, it was a really, really fun race. I remember just feeling effortless and not even thinking that there was a record to go after. I remember finishing and they said, you were 2 seconds. And I'm like, 2 seconds from what? 3 seconds from what? No, it was a fun race.
Congratulations. And then our number 4 race, Carrie, 2019.
Yeah, this is a really fun one. This is last year. We had 3 girls that went under 16:56. Pretty awesome. Sophia Dudek, she ended up running so well. lots of people were wondering because we hadn't seen a lot of her races. She was overseas, came back over, and she looked great. She won a big race today. She won the AAU.
Here we go, down to stretch. Dudek in
So
the
here we
pink,
go. We're watching
Starlipper in the blue.
back and forth.
Starlipper
Marley
trying to
Starlipper there in
come back.
second.
Sophia Dudek gonna try to hold that move. Here she comes. Marley Starlipper coming back.
Just comes up on her shoulders.
100
Sophia
meters
digs
to
one
go.
more time and
Dudek
holds her
with
off.
Another move. Sophia Dudek, she's pulling away. Oh my, Sophia Dudek.
Tim, you almost lost your
will be
voice.
the 2019 Foot Locker National Champion, 16:46. Oh my, Starlipper.
It is so much fun. Kaelin, I was going to tell you, I forgot to say when in that race when you were running with Massarelli, the crowd was so big I couldn't see. I stood up and lost my headphones for a minute. The guy, Stephen Luke, the guy that works with us, had to grab my arm and say, "You have to sit down." I said, I can't. I want to see the anyway. So, all right. Well, that leads us to a number 3 race. And Molly, this will be interesting. I'd like to hear what you have to think because you said it was your first time there. We get to Florida in 2001, the Foot Locker Nationals. It's a great field. And then Amber Trotter, oh my gosh, 5:05 at the first mile. 5:05 for the first mile, 10:22 at 2 miles. Do you remember that race, Molly, how fast it went out?
I do. I used to like to go out fast, and I think I tried to kind of be a few feet off her and quickly realized I couldn't do that. And I sat back and ran with Erica Odlog a lot of the way. But yeah, she was flying from the start. Very early on, decided to go for it.
It was incredible because you're right. There were a lot of good girl milers in that race too. And I remember we were talking about, well, at least it'll be a fast first mile. We'll see who can hang, but that was an incredible race. It really is. We talked about Melody's race. This is a special race because it's the fastest ever because, obviously you can see when we were in Florida, that was completely flat course. And she ran 16:24. So she came by 3 miles at under 16 minutes that day. It was phenomenal. All right, so let's get to our number 2 race of all time. Karen?
Well, it's our fastest race ever. Melody, it's yours, where you ran this course record of 16:39 that still stands to this day. You had such an amazing career at Foot Locker, well, Kinney. And behind you, Amanda White. She was 3rd. She went on to place 2nd and 1st. And then just a little known runner, Dina Drawson was in that race as well, along with Jen Rhines. But here we are watching you run your race, powering home. What does it feel like to watch this again and quick memory from you?
It's always fun. It's the legend in my mind gets bigger every time my favorite memory of that. I think what I always think about when I see that is what I had to do mentally to come back and do that. When I won as a junior, I was surrounded by the media and this wonderful woman named Carol Sharkey, who worked for Kinney way back when. She was very passionate and she treated all of us like her own child. But I remember she had a nervous energy and she came up to me and said, after my junior year when I won, "Do you think you can come back next year and do it? It's a lot of pressure." And then in my mind, the memory is that about 20 other people came up and asked me the same question. And I remembered just distancing myself mentally and emotionally from the experience and saying, I have to be stronger than this beast because it's already being put out there that it's almost impossible to come back and win again. So that became my mission, and I visualized winning the race every day until I came back as a senior and set the record. And it really was a transcendent experience. That was probably top 3 race experiences mentally of my life, because it felt like I had to really elevate myself to a pretty rare place mentally in order to pull that off. And I was happy that I set the record, but I didn't go into. It was a goal in the back of my mind, but not the primary goal.